2 days after I bought the 2026 BMW X5 I had spent 9 years working toward, my parents decided it should become my sister's anniversary present. They made that announcement in front of almost 200 people, and when I refused to hand over the keys, my father lost control. He grabbed the heavy stand holding the anniversary cake and swung it at my head. It hit me. My mother defended him. My sister blamed me. And that was the moment I finally stopped protecting the family secret I had carried for years. My name is Natalie Brooks. I'm 31 years old and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I work as a senior project manager for a commercial construction company. From the outside, my life probably looks pretty successful. I have a good career, I'm financially independent, I'm organized, responsible, and I've built almost everything I have with my own hands. But I wasn't always that way. Growing up, I learned one important lesson very early. If I wanted something, I couldn't expect my parents to give it to me. Because in my family, there were always 2 daughters, but somehow, there was only one daughter who needed protecting. My older sister, Brittany, was always the one everyone worried about. If Brittany made a mistake, there was always a reason. If she needed money, it became a family emergency. If she wanted something expensive, my parents found a way to help her get it. But when I needed something, I was told I was strong enough to handle it myself. When Brittany turned 16, Dad helped her get a car. When I turned 16, he told me to get a job. So I did. I spent an entire summer working at a grocery store and eventually bought an old Honda with money I had saved myself. When Mom saw the car, she smiled and said, "See, you didn't need us after all." At the time, I thought she was complimenting me. I didn't understand what she was really teaching me. She was teaching me that I was expected to survive without them, while Brittany was expected to be taken care of. That pattern followed us into adulthood. Brittany married Brandon and built a comfortable life. But whenever she wanted something they couldn't afford, my parents somehow found a way to involve me. One year, Dad asked me for $3,000 to help Brittany buy new furniture. Another time, Mom suggested I pay for part of Brittany and Brandon's anniversary vacation. When I said no, Mom barely spoke to me for an entire week. The strange thing was, Brittany rarely had to ask me herself. Mom would make the request, Dad would apply the pressure, and Brittany would simply sit there and wait. The moment I gave in, she'd hug me and say, "You're the best sister." For years, I confused that feeling with love. Then I started building a life of my own. At 22, I was working as a junior project coordinator. I took the assignments nobody wanted. I stayed late. I worked weekends. I walked unfinished construction sites while everyone else was home. Slowly, I earned promotions. Eventually, I became a senior project manager. And with every promotion, I became more financially independent. But I didn't suddenly start spending money just because I was making more of it. I paid off my student loans, built an emergency fund, started investing for retirement. And every month, I quietly put money into one special savings account. I called it X5 because for years I had dreamed about owning a BMW X5. Not to impress anyone, not to prove anything to my family. I simply wanted one thing that I could look at and say, "I earned this." Whenever I saw one in the road, I'd tell myself, "Not yet, keep working." And then, finally, I reached my number. I had enough for a substantial down payment without touching my emergency savings. The payments were comfortable and I knew I could afford it responsibly. So I went to the BMW dealership in Charlotte. When the salesman handed me the keys to my brand new 2026 X5, I just stood there. 9 years of work had finally become something I could hold in my hand. I sat behind the wheel. I smiled, and I took one picture. Then I made the mistake of sharing it with my family. I posted it in our group chat. Finally did it, bought my X5.